I don't know that I would run after Madonna with dicks in my hands. Queen of Pop, am I gonna be like, wait? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have finished Broadway, so we are back to our regular scheduled programming. But you should go see Chicago on Broadway. Mark Ballas is amazing, and I miss the cast. But today, for our video, we're looking at Madonna's home tour of her favorite things. Now, a brief history of Madonna. Madonna was introduced into my life during the Ray of Light album, and I was in middle school, and I remember my brother also loved Madonna, and I remember seeing the Frozen video, and at the time, this sounds ridiculous. At the time, I had a Talk Boy. Do you remember Talk Boys? You can show them if you're not. The thing that Kevin McAllister had in Home Alone 2, where you would talk into it and play it back, and then you could also slow it down. So at the time, I had a Talk Boy, and so to listen to Madonna's album, I recorded off the TV. That was it. And the batteries were so difficult to get in. They were so hard to get in. I remember recording Frozen and Ray of Light off the TV to listen back to it. I know, so I love Madonna, you know, because every gay has to pick their diva, so to speak, but then I drifted into Mariah world, but I also became a singer, so, you know, it's like I wanted to hear about vocal acrobats, blah, blah, blah. But I always loved Madonna. So now she has her Confessions 2 album, which is amazing. And I thought I would take a quick look at Madonna's home tour. Now, Bob worked with Madonna. Actually, one of my favorite stories about Madonna is Bob was a part of Madonna's tour, and I almost got to meet Madonna, but then we had a family emergency, and unfortunately I wasn't able to go to the show. But I did send, my ex-husband went to the show with Nick, and so the two of them were like right up in the front to see Madonna, and I was like, Madonna! Miss Coco Peru. I love Miss Coco Peru. She called me up and she was like, Matteo, I went to go see Madonna's tour. And she was wonderful. And it was wonderful to see a star with another star. The other star being Bob. And it was wonderful to see that light on stage together. But Matteo, she was roasting us. It was 100 degrees, roasting us. I went to the security guard, I said, they're roasting us in there. She said, the star wants it to be that way, the star being Madonna. So I went to go watch the rest of the show. She was wonderful, but I was dying of heat. So, you know, she likes to perform without air conditioning on. I get it, the voice, the whole thing. All right, let's get started on the tour.
Hi Vogue, it's Mother. Welcome to my hidden home. Tonight I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite things.
There's so many eras of Madonna. One of my favorite eras of Madonna is when it was like maybe 4 years she had a British accent. And I think that's the thing you have to love about your divas is when they just decide that they're from another country. And Kathy Griffin used to have a great joke about this in her special called Hot Cup of Talk, I think, where she was like, did anyone see that special with Madonna and Rupert Everett when she was running around her old haunts in New York? And she goes, everyone knows Madonna's British now. She goes, she was saying actually every other word just to sound more British. Actually.
Objects of my affection.
Now, Madonna's son, Rocco, is genuinely a very talented painter. He's a very good painter. As someone who is a painter myself, you know, you hear like, oh, a celebrity, their kids do art, whatever. But like, both of his parents are super great artists, so it makes sense that he would get those genes.
I'm standing in my office. This is the mothership. Actually, I don't do a lot of work at my desk. It's a bit too formal. Mostly, I have an excellent sound system in here, so when I'm listening to mixes of my music that I'm working on, tonight I want to show you one of my favorite objects in the whole world. It's a painting that Frida Kahlo painted.
How do we get there? You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're starting with a Frida Kahlo painting. This is like the biggest flex on the face of the planet. Behind Chris, I have a Nintendo 64. Obviously, I'm not Madonna. No one's Madonna. But I have Wolverine, I have some Jubilee, I have my books, I have a lot of cookbooks. You know, I would love to turn around and be like, I just want to show you my favorite things. Here's a desk I don't use, and there's Frida Kahlo. Like, what?
Portrait too.
Oh, it's amazing.
She often painted herself with monkeys on her shoulders. She did have a lot of monkeys, but the reason that she had...
I just went to Frida Kahlo's house in Mexico City. Me and Atsuko went. It was amazing.
Yeah. I hear that museum's amazing.
It is amazing. Me and Gianluca a year ago were in Mexico City, and we were like, we're gonna go to Frida Kahlo's museum. This is how stupid we are. We didn't think that anyone else in the world in Mexico City would want to see, I don't know, one of the most famous artists' home. So we drive 40 minutes from our hotel, because it's far. 40 minutes from the hotel, we get out. It's a big blue house, like giant blue house. And we're like, hi, we want to see, oh no, the first day it was closed. We're like, God damn it. So we go all the way back, and then the next day we're like, we're going to Frida Kahlo. We drive 40 more minutes, we get there, there's a huge long line. We're like, hey, where are we getting in line? They're like, you needed to get your tickets months ago. We're like, So back in the car, John, Luke, and I went.
It's because she trained them to let her know when her husband had been sleeping with another woman.
How do you train monkeys to do that? Here's a banana. Let me know if he's
Cheating.
fucking some other woman.
If he came home from his studio and he was having a good time with one of his female models, which
Oh, this picture of him is awful.
she did often, the monkeys would go mad, and then she would know, and then she would punish him accordingly.
This seems ridiculous. This story, there's got to be more to this story than monkeys just sort of like hopping around.
The painting and how I came to have it in high school.
I see Madonna's house because I used to live by one of her houses, right in the Upper East Side. It's like 6 brownstones and one with like giant gates. But I would walk to the gym every day on purpose just to kind of look. You know, maybe she would see me walking outside and be like, you there, boy, what day is it? Why, it's Christmas Day!
There was only one museum that you could go to. It was called the Detroit Institute of Arts. The first time I came there were these huge Diego Rivera paintings all over the wall, murals. But what I was really drawn to were the small photographs kind of hidden away. This
I love the look of Frida Kahlo so much.
beautiful Mexican
I've done a couple drawings of her.
woman, and I just was really taken by her self-possession and unique beauty, and it really moved me. And she became a kind of eternal muse for me. A few years later, I moved to New York from Detroit, Michigan, and I started walking around, and there was a street fair, and I saw this postcard, and it was this painting. This is my first 5 minutes in New York, and the first person I see.
Every time Madonna talks, the most insane things happen to her the first 5 minutes in New York. But Fran Lebowitz has the same stories. I think New York in the 70s and early 80s were just like a different time. You would just get off the bus and be like, where am I? Like, what world is this? Now you get off and it's like, well, those are just salad.
From that day on, I kept her with me wherever I went. I got a thumbtack or a nail, nailed it to the wall, and she was like my guardian angel. And I vowed to myself.
I don't think I have any guardian. What's my guardian angels?
Kathy Mitchell, what do you mean?
And Kathy Mitchell. When I first came to New York, I saw a picture of a dump cake, and I put it in my wallet, and I thought I'll keep on to this forever.
One day, I would
Do you think Kathy Mitchell's been to New York? Oh yeah, we saw her
she
selling
did.
coffee
Yeah, she went
on
to
the
the
street.
Rachel Ray show,
That's
yeah.
right.
own that painting. Cut to 11 years later, that painting came on auction, and she was mine. If you're a struggling artist and a woman struggling in the world and you feel like an outsider, then you can make a connection to Frida. She's just so like, don't fuck with me. So she gives me a lot of strength.
I get strength from Cersei Lannister. Do you know that that actress, Leah, she followed me on Instagram? No way. And I was losing it. And then like a fucking loser, I texted Evan Williams. I was like, oh my God, Cersei Lannister followed me. He was like, you gotta write to her, man, and be like, thanks so much for the follow. You ever want a ticket to one of my shows? And I did, and she read it, and she didn't write back. But she still follows me, which is all that counts.
Yes. She didn't unfollow you.
Everybody in that show. I'm upset. Look, Game of Thrones, I was late to the game. My grandma's favorite is Jon Snow. She has a Jon Snow cup. She met, Kit. But Cersei Lannister, I choose violence. I mean, she was amazing.
We are now in the hallway, which has now become a dressing room because I don't have any room for any more clothes.
Lourdes, her daughter, by the way, I have run into in New York City at least 5 times. I was in the East Village walking by, and oh, that's Lourdes. I was on the train on the 6 one time, it opened up, there's Lourdes. It was like, I keep seeing her, and I'm like, why? At one point I would be, Lourdes, are you following me? Why are you always here? She's stunning.
What I want to show you next are my beloved YSL boots that were made for me 21 years ago when I
Go. So the British, it's still there. It's still there. She's like Mega Man, where she's collected a bunch of accents and they've absorbed into her,
I was doing shows.
But I think when you are that big and you changed pop music, you can't just talk normal. Whitney changed her voice by the end a little bit, Mariah is still kind of the same, but Barbra Streisand's very much still Brooklyn.
I love these boots, and they've really lasted and stood the test of time. They fit incredibly
Yeah, Madonna has just had such
well.
an amazing
They're really
career.
comfortable for dancing. I like being connected to the Confessions Part 1 now that I'm doing Confessions Part 2, and there's like energy in them, and they support my feet, and they I'm sure they have something to do with my dancing. I don't know, they're just the perfect shoe. I like to have art in my bathroom as well.
Her bathroom, I'm just gonna bring us through their bathroom. Her bathroom has framed photos, love, flowers, great, penis sculptures, cool, perfumes, there's a lot going on, and a Kleenex box. Like, there's a lot going on in this bathroom. I think another Frida Kahlo painting looks like the Venus de Milo. I also love that look of just like, I love that look of photographs that are just leaning on a wall. That's also like a power move.
A few of my favorite pieces are these penis sculptures, or my collection of cocks, as I like to refer to them. I have 4.
I have a collection of cocks, but it's more virtual. It's more on my phone.
The name of the artist is Anderson Asterkleinis.
Hello, Anderson Asterkleinis, I think that was his
He's
name.
a young Brazilian artist. Right now, he's a part of
Bom dia.
the program that Tracy Emin runs. So I went to visit Tracy, and
These sculptures look like Catherine O'Hara's sculptures in Beetlejuice if they were just big dick. It has that vibe to it. It has like a sort of Tim Burton-y vibe.
I also bought one of his paintings recently, and it was about his relationship with his mother. And I asked him, is your mother proud of you? Has she seen your paintings? Do you show her your work? And he said, no, I think it might disturb her, and I don't want to upset my mother ever.
My mother has seen all of my jokes. I don't know what else I could do to say. Even like my goddaughter came to one of my shows once. She's 18. Even when she was younger, she came to the Chicago Theater 3 years ago, and she was 16 or 15 at the time. And at one point I even said on stage, I'm like, oh, my goddaughter's gonna learn a lot tonight.
One of his paintings were in some way about her. I actually almost started crying. I was very touched by his story and said goodbye to him after spending some time with him. He came running after me with this brown paper bag, and he said, oh, I want to give you something. Got in the car, started driving home, and I opened the bag, and it was these beautiful penises.
I mean, that could have gone 2 different ways. I don't know that I would run after Madonna with dicks in my hands. You know what I'm saying? Like the queen of pop. Am I gonna be like, wait, one more thing after my touching story, here's some dick. But I think she's an artist, he's an artist, they get it, you know?
Funny way to say it.
Well, the way she said it, she's like, I was so moved, and then he came after me with some penis.
I like to keep a lot of notes and mementos, and I'm very sentimental and romantic, especially about my family.
I do think she's a good mom. Like, her kids seem great. There was a documentary, like maybe in 2000, I don't know. And Lourdes and Rocco were in it, and they were both speaking French. Like, they must have had an au pair in French. So they were both like, Maman, je voudrais dimanche ça, s'il vous plaît, blah, blah. I'm like, that's gotta be so weird to have your kids speak another language that you don't speak. Neither of the parents spoke. Because I don't think Guy Ritchie, yeah. Maybe Guy Ritchie speaks French. I know Madonna does not.
This rosary, my grandmother gave to me a few years before she died. It belonged to my mother. A simple rosary, it's made of wood, and my mother was very religious, and she prayed every day. Every bead of this rosary, she said the Hail Mary. You may have noticed in the beginning of my career, I wore lots of crucifixes around my neck, which was more a tribute to my mother.
I think the secret to Madonna, besides the fact that she has good music and good dancing, is it was just about attitude. Like, she came in hot with an attitude, and she welcomed controversy. She welcomed, you know, she's all about, you know, and I think she's like 3'1". Like, it's like people that seem so monumental are like I think she's 5'2" or something.
There are some post-it notes that my daughter Esther wrote to me when she first started to write and speak in English when she was 5 years old. I am sorry, Mom.
Oh, I thought I said io amo.
She must have done
It says I am sorry, Mom.
something bad. I don't remember what.
I would like to see Madonna just at home with her family, no makeup, PJs on. Right, because, you know, she's definitely, it's like,
Not acting, but like...
she's performing in a sense. She's taking you through her home. There's lights, there's camera. I would like to see, like, what are these huge, larger-than-life celebrities like, just kind of, when she's just with her kids, you know what I mean? I guess when they're, like, normal people, you know, when they're not, like, goddesses, so to speak.
There's a picture of her behind my back, looking very mischievous. And over here in this corner of priceless items is my mother's perfume called Fracas. And whenever I miss her, I just spray it on. and I smell like gardenias and tuberose. And then finally, we have a music box that someone made for me, and it plays my favorite song, Bella Ciao, which is basically
Bella ciao, bella ciao. That song? Well, you know she's Italian. She has family, I think, in Puglia, somewhere Ciccone. Her dad's Italian. I don't know if her mom was Italian too. And her real name is literally Madonna, which means like...
Actually?
Yeah, that's her real name.
the song.
Oh, I saw the behind the music.
This beautiful sculpture made by my son Rocco.
Yeah, see Rocco. I know he's super talented.
first
His
sculpture
paintings
he's
are
made.
genuinely so
He gave
good.
it to me for my birthday last year, and I burst into tears. I love it when my children give me art, even if whether it's writing a song or painting a painting. I've dragged them to places all over the world and tried to share my love and knowledge and appreciation of art.
I mean, she does like art. I mean, she is an artist, and she also is someone who is able to work well with other artists. She sort of always has her fingers on the pulse of what's happening.
So
Frida Kahlo.
now we are in my living room, which I call the blue room because everything's blue. It's a bit odd.
Is it blue? It looks dark brown.
And this is a very small painting over here by Frida Kahlo also. It's called My Birth, probably a decade after I bought the Frida Kahlo self-portrait. And I was at a person's house and an elderly man came in the room and we started talking about Frida Kahlo. And he said, "Oh, I have a small painting of hers in my cupboard, in my armoire." He pulls out this painting.
We don't hang out. We're not in the same group of people.
Yeah, no.
I've got, what are available to me with friends? Well, if I need a wig, I've got Bob or Monet. If I need Kraft mac and cheese, I've got Nick.
Or Lego flower.
A Lego flower, it's still right over there. His Lego flowers he made me. Let's see. Yeah.
I collect books and I'm really fond of first edition books, but these
Rocco e suoi fratelli. Rocco and his brothers.
two books are my favorite. This is
Capelli, hair.
an Italian book written about Luchino Visconti, who's a filmmaker I love, adore. He made one of my favorite films called Rocco and His Brothers.
Oh, what did I just say?
Because of this movie, I named my son Rocco. Beautiful blanket that my daughter Esther crocheted for me.
Oh my God, just everyone can do everything in this family. Jesus Christ. It's like the daughter can sew and Rocco can paint and Jesus.
During quarantine, my daughters learned how to knit and crochet.
What did you learn how to do during quarantine? Everyone promised themselves they were gonna learn new language. Everyone promised that, because I learned one thing and one thing only. How to build in Fortnite.
Hey, it's a skill you still use today.
It was, I mean, I was playing with a bunch of Italian kids today who were blown away by how I built. Let me just say that. We were on fire. What did you learn during the pandemic? Because we didn't even know each other during
I was
the
still
pandemic.
living at home. Yeah, I was how to smoke weed out of my parents' window. That's what I learned.
I remember during the pandemic, I lived in a really, really, really small studio, which was kind of, it was getting bed bug infested from the building. And I had a terrible landlord who still owes me money. I'll never get it. But it was so small. Like the studio fit my bed and I had like a little IKEA table that fit 2 chairs. That was it. And I had on my, like, one of the, like, those dressers, I had, like, a TV, and I had my Nintendo Switch. And that's when I started playing Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch with Monet and Bob and Nick and Jacob and everyone. And I remember every day during a pandemic, which was a respiratory illness, you know, the streets were empty. And I looked outside and there was a woman, she's like in her early hundreds, and she would come out every day and just smoke. And I was like, you know, like, that's such a fucking cool person.
Yeah.
Anyone that is older than 40 and smokes, you can trust. A woman, I should say. You can trust their opinion. They're not gonna bullshit you, you know?
When everybody was locked in their houses.
I would like to be locked in Madonna's home for COVID. I was only a few blocks away. Madonna.
This is my doo-doo. Her name is Octavia. I sleep with her every night. A couple of years ago, I was really sick in the hospital. I was in a coma, and this beautiful nurse that was taking care of me,
Yeah, I think it was quite serious.
her name was
She had
Olivia.
like a bacterial infection or something from, I don't know.
She was screaming at me every day, telling me I needed to get up, I needed to get out of the
I don't understand. I'm gonna just be honest here. I don't understand like this is going here and that's there and this is here and that's there. It does work,
ICU.
but I know nothing of fashion.
She really gave me a lot of courage and hope. When I got out of the hospital and came home, my sister gave me this octopus. Looked at her, and all I could think about was my nurse who took care of me. So I didn't want to name her Olivia.
You
Exactly.
know that nurse has 6 new houses. You know Madonna took care of that nurse. You know Madonna was like, you saved my life. Here. Definitely, here's your home.
Called her Octavia. She's been with me ever since. Stuffing is starting to get kind of gross, but I love her, I adore her. These have been the objects of my affection. And now I'm gonna go to
Do
sleep.
people say object? You're not going to sleep, Madonna. You're in a full face of makeup and you are completely dolled up. You're not going to sleep.
So, good night, everybody. Get out of my bedroom.
I want to know backstage. She looks. I want to know, like, behind the scenes, how many homosexuals are there to just like fix? You know, like how many? Like each scene is like, hold on, they fix the hair, fix the makeup, fix the this, fix the that. You know, very Mariah-y, very. But Mariah doesn't even hide it anymore. When she's on stage, she's like,
They come on stage.
glam.
It's like a part of the set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the audience loves it. They're like, ah, you know. Well, that was interesting. I'm glad that Madonna's having another comeback. Not so much a comeback, but it's like she's 67, I think, and she's got a #1 album. You know, yeah, she really moved in I think, a solid direction. Bob worked with her and said she was amazing and wonderful, and, you know, so I trust Bob, obviously. And, yeah, I didn't get a chance to meet her. Where will our paths cross?
Exactly.
I don't think I don't think Madonna's even slightly interested in moi. Although she does go to the Comedy Cellar every once in a while. And I told
She's seen you before.
she's not. She goes up and performs.
Oh, what?
She's like, I'm gonna do stand-up comedy.
She does?
Yeah, that's my best Madonna. I'm gonna go do stand-up comedy now. There's always a kind of when Madonna talks, she sort of has a like, I've already said this once before, so the fact that you're even getting it again is kind of going to be, you're lucky. That kind of sounds like Madonna, right?
Yeah.
That's like kind of my Anna Wintour impression, where Anna's always like, she doesn't really make direct eye contact when she talks to other people, and she's always breathing heavily. Like, fashion is something that I think everyone can love and doesn't have to be Gucci. It can be a white shirt, it can be jeans, it can be something that sort, you know, she's always trying to hide from you when she's talking to you. Well, this was great. I would love to see Mariah's version of this, like walking around her house and sort of just like seeing what's there. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us, and we are here every Sunday, and we've got some stuff cooking up that's finally going to be happening as we film it in 2 weeks, so that'll be fun. And make sure you like, subscribe, and click here to see me on tour.